Yes, yes, yes. That's none other than Shanta
Shantae.
Atkins.
Yeah.
Hey, 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 Shanta, are you
Hey,
there with
hey.
us?
Hey, hey, I am here.
Man, man,
My
man.
God.
We're really excited. This is Dr. LT and Robert Earl
Robert Earl
Dean.
Dean.
And sis,
Hey, hey, y'all.
you came to the Stellar Awards last year, and I knew you were gifted and I knew
Yes.
you were talented,
Yes.
but nobody told me that you can sing and minister like you did all by
She's a
yourself.
preacher machine.
My Jesus. Go ahead, Robert Eldine. I'm still,
Shantae, now you know we've been corresponding through social media, and I am a huge fan of yours. And we talked on the USS Midway, and I told you then how effective and how important your ministry is because you do things or write about things that the church don't always talk about but should. Tell us about how you
Right.
got into that style of writing.
Well, I won't say it was a particular style of writing. I think it was just there's certain things that I'm passionate about, and
Hmm.
sometimes it'll come out in song. Honestly, God Sees You wasn't a song. It was just something that I kind of had written out because I just kind of write my thoughts and feelings
Hmm.
down
Hmm.
often, and the only part that was like a song was the um uh you're like an internal bleeder. Can't see no pain, but it can silently kill you.
Hmm.
Suicide or depressed, but you won't say a thing. That was it. That's
Wow.
all I had. And so I was like, I wonder is that going to be a song? But everything else that I had that I had, I didn't know that it was going to be a song, but it was just something that kind of came to me. And over time, I was like, oh, let me add this piece to it. So the the ooh, that
Brilliant.
part was actually to another song.
That's brilliant.
So it just kind of came together.
Amen. Let me ask you this question, and I know that this is one of those questions that you probably get tired of answering, but you are part of a musical dynasty.
Yes.
Um, but everybody first goes to your sisters, but I want to start off with your
The
mama.
mama.
Because we old Kojic boys
Oh,
right here,
yes.
and so even though y'all didn't know us, we knew who y'all was, and so let's talk about where this whole music thing started with the Atkins sisters.
Yeah, so my mother and my father both sing, and my grandparents sing.
Wow.
So yeah, so my dad directed the choir at a certain point. My mom directed the choir. That was more of her thing. But my dad did do it for a while. My mother and her sisters are the Daniel sisters,
Uh-huh.
and they used to sing. Yeah, so they used to sing together up
Mhm.
and down the state of California when
Right.
they moved to LA from Connecticut.
Wow.
Hmm.
So they definitely used to sing together, and then we all used to sing a lot. Of course, Eric and Tina sang more, as far as like leading and things
Hmm.
like that. But we all you know were able to sing. But my mom was the choir director, so we were always in a rehearsal or a church service or
Right.
something like that.
So let me ask you this question because I'm a record executive, and I see all this great talent that comes out there. And since you're a part of the musical dynasty family, first thing Robert Earl Dean said, what is Warren thinking? Why hasn't he signed, got her on his label? I'm
Right.
like saying, I don't. I think Shantae is just a
Yes.
little different. She came to San Diego State. She
Yes.
went to New
Yes,
Creation.
she did. My church.
And I said to myself, I just think that she might just want to hang with a San Diego label, and so we was laughing about it, but you have so many
Mhm.
resources to your favor, but it just seems like you took a different road to say that the only person that's going to be able to get the praise is God.
Right.
Well, I'll say this: I don't have all the resources that people think that I do.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Um, just being honest.
Right.
Um, I know that like when I first started, of course, I wanted to. I don't like to do the same thing and sound mimicky, and
Right.
I just don't like that. I
Right.
like to be authentic in whatever I'm doing. So for me, I wanted to make sure that I wrote my own music, um, and I didn't necessarily want to um, go through Warren because I felt like, okay, that's like the Mary Mary sound. Not saying that he doesn't know how to create a sound,
Correct.
of course, but I just feel like I already sound like them, and I'm already trying to get away from people
Right.
constantly
Mm-hmm.
comparing me to them.
Mhm.
Correct.
So I didn't like constantly.
Uh,
So I didn't want to do anything like that. I just didn't. I didn't feel that God was telling me to join a label, but just I was. I've been kind of deciding how I'm gonna do it or what what it all will entail as I've gone along. So it wasn't like, oh, I want to be an artist, I want to label. Like it was just kind of like, okay, let me get to the point. God had got me to the point where I would even release music, and then I kind of wanted to stop there. I didn't want to keep going. I didn't
mhm.
want to keep releasing music. I did, so like singing and being an artist, it wasn't something that I like chose for myself. It was something that God literally had to keep telling me year after year after year, like, you're going to, I would get like all these prophecies and stuff, and
Right.
some I would listen to, some I would be like, oh, here we go again,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it wasn't something that I wanted to do. One, because people, like I said, I have eight sisters, or
Mhm.
eight siblings. To be the baby, you're always compared all the
Yes.
time,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and it's hard for people to see you as an individual. And
Mhm.
so I didn't really want to do anything. I think that a part of me didn't want to do anything remotely close to what they were doing,
Mhm.
because it's like you already can't be yourself because people see you
Right.
through them, like,
Right.
you know what I
Mhm.
mean.
Unfair.
So that yeah so that was something that really I guess kind of kept me. But I've been enjoying being independent. I learn a lot. More of the proceeds, come to directly to me,
Right.
Mhm.
and so I'm grateful for that.
Well, I'm gonna do this. I remember at the Source Awards, when Suge Knight was up there, he said, "Now, if you don't want your
Your producer.
your executive to be all up in your
Right.
videos and
Right.
everything, come over to Death Row." I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
so I'm laughing because I'm like saying, so since you already know the San Diego area, and your boy Walter
Mhm.
Cole and Evangel are here, and your boy Robert Earl Dean, and you got a whole team in San Diego.
But
And wait, wait,
Shantae,
wait,
we
wait, wait, wait,
already we
wait,
already
wait, wait,
supporting you.
watch this. And we definitely see you, and,
Right.
and and we know who you are. That's
Yes.
why we brought you to the Midway, because we saw you and
Right.
heard you, and I didn't even know you was Mary Mary's sister, so somebody pointed it out because I just enjoyed your music. So
Well, I praise God. I'm grateful for that.
and
I'm
so
so grateful for
we
that.
just want to let you watch this. My executive had this on. We just want to let you know that there's a place for you here in San Diego, just in case you
Oh,
you
thank
you need
you.
some support down here.
Shantae, we are your support, and everybody that knows me know that Robert Earl Dean will run and tell it, and you are one of my favorite artists, and I mean it because,
Thank you.
from the educational side,
Yeah.
you your music is therapeutic. I
Hmm.
would say that. When I first
Thank
heard
you.
your first single, I didn't know that you had any music out. So it caught me, and I was just like, my mouth dropped because of the lyrics. Because I too have once thought about suicide. Let's
Hmm.
let's just keep it real. And being
Wow.
Kojic, being a kid that always sung with everybody as a kid, with adults, but I had a different voice. I had a raspy voice, and I hated my voice growing up until Yolanda Adams told me, "Boy, that's gospel. You got something different." So people can be in church
Oh,
and still not believe in themselves and just feel like, "What's the use of me being here?
Hmm.
I don't have a purpose."
Amen. Amen.
yeah, because you have to be taught that, to
Yeah.
believe in you, to believe in your gift, and celebrate, the gift that God gave you.
Hmm.
One of the things that I want to say
Churches
to
don't
you,
always do that.
Shante,
Mhm.
we are so pro San Diego and pro Christian and independent artists. The one thing that we love about you is your educational background,
Yes,
and honestly, your music is so uniquely
it's so
different.
different.
When I first heard it, I'm like, "Oh, this is dope!" Because
Yes,
our program director,
Thank you.
she literally sends songs, and we get to choose what we want to do. But there's certain songs that she says, "This one right here, everybody's gonna play." And when I listened to it, I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" And they said, "Oh, this is Shanta Atkins," and literally for 7 months I was playing your song and didn't even know that you had
Wow.
any relationships to your sisters who we have
Right.
booked at the fair
Wow.
several times, and your
Mhm.
sister came to the Midway, and one of your biggest supporters here in San Diego, Walter Cole. You know how
Yes, yes.
yeah. Now I want to let you know. You know how in Five Heartbeats when he said, "Look, you gonna put my artist cover picture back on this cover," like that.
Uh-huh.
When it came down to the Midway, Walter came into a meeting and he said, "Looky here, Mr. Thompson. This artist right here, I need them on the Midway." And I'm like, brother, you
Yes.
got a little baritone in your voice. And I'm like, what's really going on? And he said,
Yes.
"I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Thompson, this is the one." And
Walter got my back.
I said, "Walter, you don't have to be so rough. I like her too, so
Right.
I'm with you, brother."
Right.
And then he smiled. He said, "Okay, I'll call her for you." And
Right.
so you have
Yes.
that San Diego connection of people that really just truly love who you are.
Her church loves her
Yeah.
too, because New
Yes.
Creation, we talked to Mark Gary. We're going to get you down here
Aw.
so you can preach and sing because
Really?
you are so multifaceted. You don't just do one thing, you do several, and your preach word is so profound and so solid.
Maybe she need a
Oh,
radio
thank
show
you.
too.
Hey,
We might have to
You
talk
know
to her
what?
about that
Let's do
too.
it all.
hey.
Yes, yeah. See,
Let's
look
do
at
it
that.
all.
Because she can give you the
The counseling and
sociology,
yeah,
psychological part, because people in the church don't talk about being bipolar
yeah.
and having disorders. This
Oh, wait
this
a
she
minute.
can hit it all.
Keeping it real
Keeping it real.
with Shanta
Listen,
Atkins.
we
Yes.
have to.
Well,
Thank
Shante,
you.
you
Oh,
know,
I appreciate it.
we're gonna love on you. We want you to
Yes.
know that this is home. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Anytime that you even step foot near, you can be in Oceanside,
Yes.
Riverside. You step near, you call us up, you
Oh
let us
yes.
know, and we're gonna make sure everybody and their mama and them know that you're
Yes.
coming in. We want to give you an opportunity just to one say any final words, but then also let's introduce this new music that's in
Which
rotation
is a
already.
hot one too.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate y'all. The support, and the fact that y'all play my music, and the fact that you brought me out, and the fact that you guys just, you
We love
listen
you. We
and
genuinely
you
love
just
you.
see me outside of that.
Yes.
I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. And it's very encouraging for me. And sometimes people don't realize that, we as the people who are, on the forefront or in people's face all the time, like a lot of times we may be fighting, just
Yes.
discouragement because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that people
Yes.
don't know. So
Yes.
I really do appreciate that. I really am appreciative, for real, for real.
Well, amen. We trying to be that station like the when they had Edwin Hawkins and they put out "Oh Happy Day."
Yes.
We trying to put out your
Uh-huh.
music like that, so it's forever green, it's ever
Come
given.
on.
And
And
so the
one of the
world
things
could take it.
I love because you're so multifaceted.
Yes.
You're a fashion icon. You are personality. You the homegirl from around the way. You are the minister that will pull people through. And I just want to encourage you to
Yes.
understand to continue to be yourself,
Yes.
continue to be your authentic self, because it is that what is
It's
attracting us to you, that is
purpose
pulling
driven.
us into you,
Hmm.
and we see you as the individual that you are.
Yes.
And we're going to
Thank
continue to
you.
let people say that one right there
Yes.
is not the baby sister. She has a relationship, and she's in a family, but
But
this is an artist on her own, anointed of God, and
minister.
what
Yes.
God lifts up, can't nobody take down.
Nobody.
Can you
That's
introduce this
right.
final
That's
song
right.
for me?
Absolutely. Hey, everybody, this is my brand new single called Made Up My Mind, written and co produced by myself. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope it encourages you and pushes you to do something that you felt that you couldn't before. Here it is.
Hey, amen, amen. Here we go. Made up mind. Miss
Shante
Shante Atkins.
Atkins.